the vast geographical zone of semi-aridity, the Kajiado district. During the colonial days, this district was closed to the non-Maasai and was given very little attention. As a result, there was underdevelopment. The Kajiado of the immediate post-independence period therefore was faced with numerous challenges. These were poverty, lack of safe drinking water, poor utilization of the existing resources in the district, among others. However, to address these issues, the Kenya government initiated a program for the development of arid and semi-arid lands, which was known as ASAL. However, the level of success of this program was limited. In 1983, through a bilateral arrangement, the government of Netherlands started supporting development projects in the ASAL areas. Donor fundings were increased in order to address the fundamental problems of poverty and low productivity in the areas of agriculture, livestock, water, and education. This saw a new cooperation between Kenya and the Netherlands government, giving rise to a development agency known as the Semi-Arid Rural Development Programme, SARDEP.
The mission of SARDEP is to improve the livelihood of the people in the district sustainably, and with emphasis on gender equity and environmental sustainability.
SARDEP started off by putting more emphasis on community empowerment. The objective was to entrench the ability of communities to willingly participate in the identification, management, and sustenance of projects within the productive sectors of agriculture, livestock, water, and education. To create more impact with available resources, the program reduced the area of coverage into 3 zones that SARDEP refers to as the Geographical Concentration Areas, GCAs, all based on the local production potential. These geographical areas were carefully selected in an inclusive exercise involving community members and an array of stakeholders. They are Kajiado Central, Magadi, and Loitoktok, all covering 25% of the population of the district in 43 sub-locations. SARDEP uses the ability of the community to manage the natural resources as the entry point in funding of projects. In order to achieve sustainability, the SARDEP program in Kajiado introduced a unique operational structure which starts at the grassroots and culminates at the district level, taking a keen interest in local governance, a process by which society manages its own resources or affairs for development. This critical strategy will create a more conducive environment where both men and women equally participate in planning, decision-making, and sharing of benefits that accrue from development initiatives. To do this, SARDEP organized several workshops in the 3 geographic concentration areas of Loitoktok, Magadi, and Kajiado Central. The workshops brought together all stakeholders who included government representatives, NGOs, and community representatives who defined local governance and identified issues that affect good governance in the district. The communities in the district have now been empowered and are expected to elect their own committees that manage their projects. In these committees, each sector of the community is represented, including women.
In a setting of the Maasai, we have been able at least to identify the specific interest groups that must be given priority in terms of resource use so that they are not actually left out. For instance, we identify the youth as a group that is disadvantaged within the confines of the traditions, because hitherto, mainly they articulate their interests and so on through the elder people. But we feel very strongly that they have to be given a chance to be able also to have a say on how the resources should be utilized. The second group that we also give a lot of attention to is the women, because also within the Maasai setting, the women are not given that opportunity to be able at least to articulate on how they should utilize natural resources.
The process starts at village level, where needs are identified by communities from which project management committees are formed, after which the desired projects are forwarded to the Community Area Development Committee, CADC, a sub-locational organ. The CADCs therefore make project proposals with the assistance of the government technical staff seconded to SARDEP, a team commonly known as the Resource Area Facilitation Team, RAFT.
In the RAFT team, I am there from the Social Services Department. I have people from the Water, Agriculture, Livestock and Education departments.
The technical team takes up the responsibility to forward the project proposal to SARDEP. Once forwarded to SARDEP by the Resource Area Facilitation Team, the proposal goes through a process of screening to make sure that the community will have the ability to manage the resources, check technical viability and sustainability of the proposed project. It is within this framework that communities at village level have been able to propose their own projects, get funding and implement them. With SARDEP's initiative in developing local institutions, projects have been funded in the productive sector of agriculture, livestock, water and education. Kajiado district is predominantly inhabited by the Maasai people whose main occupation is livestock production. They refer livestock, to which besides bestowing status on the owner, is the economic mainstay in this semi-arid area. This is why the Maasai pastoralists go to great lengths in search of water and pasture for their herds during severe drought. Such a scenario has always called for joint efforts between SARDEP and other agencies operating within the community.
After the drought situation and the situation normalized, these animals came back into their respective localities, and there is always that general fear that they may introduce diseases back into their localities as such. So it becomes incumbent to vaccinate them against certain notifiable diseases like foot and mouth disease as such.
Some of the activities that have been undertaken jointly are not only disease control and upgrading of livestock breed, but also livestock diversification, which among others have included keeping drought-resistant livestock like goats and camels. Due to low drought tolerance capacity of the traditional livestock breeds, the SARDEP project deemed it necessary to buy camels for several women groups in the central GCA. Camels are well known for their high resistance to drought. They feed on the tips of the shrubs, leaving the grass to grow. Their padded hooves help reduce soil erosion. However, availability of adequate safe water still remains a major challenge. The community, together with SARDEP, have identified these as a need and have scooped and fenced water ponds. This has reduced greatly the distance of water sources, which are in most cases too long. Through the initiative of the community, SARDEP has also assisted in digging of shallow wells at strategic locations. These wells have not only reduced the distance that women travel to alternative water sources, but has also reduced waterborne diseases by providing safe water. With water readily available, women groups have initiated drip irrigation projects where various vegetables, tomatoes and onions are grown for local consumption and sale.
Hii mradi inatupea chakula, tunapata mboga. Mwanzoni kabla tujaanza hii mradi, pamoja kama wakina mama wa kikundi tulikuwa na shida sana ya mboga nyumbani. Tulikuwa mama akipata mboga ni kuingia gari mpaka Kajiado town siku ya soko. Imetusaidia sana wakina mama wa Masai, sababu sio kawaida ukute mama wa Masai anajua mahali anaweza toa pesa. Lakini wakati huu tumefaidika sababu tunapata pesa hapa. Tuna pesa zetu, hatuombi kila wakati kutoka kwa wazee.
In order to offer an alternative to traditional livestock keeping, beekeeping projects have been introduced in the district, where SARDEP has trained women groups and poor households on beekeeping skills and marketing of honey. It would be a counterproductive undertaking if projects were implemented amidst ignorance. Today, the Maasai children in 20 pre- and primary schools of Kajiado district have benefited from SARDEP, which has purchased and availed desks, textbooks and other learning materials. This has seen a remarkable improvement in schools' enrollment and performance.
When I came to this school in 1998, there was no furniture. Children were lying on the ground when they are writing. Also, we had no teachers, and quite the school had a very poor enrollment. We had about 20 boys and 6 girls only. But since we came to work with SARDEP, the school has really benefited, because we have now enough furniture for the whole school, for the preschool, and even for the primary sector. It has also helped to train our teachers on the new methods of teaching.
The main development objective for SARDEP Kajiado is a sustainable increase in income and food security through community participation and gender equity. In applying this strategy, SARDEP Kajiado expects the following results: local democratic structure that facilitates sustainable development of the resources management area, improved agriculture and livestock farming and related productive infrastructure, improved use and management of common resources such as land and functional supply of safe domestic water, improved primary education services, gender balance in utilization and management of natural resources. The SARDEP project in Kajiado, like others in Kenya, is benefiting from donor support provided by the Netherlands government through SNV Kenya. This project is to end in June 2002. However, there is need for development interventions in semi-arid areas to continue, whether on own community efforts or through donor support. A new institutional framework at the divisional level is now in place. The Divisional Association of Community-Rooted Organization, DACRO. This institution will link all development stakeholders at the divisional level. All project needs will be integrated after being received from the Community Area Development Committees, CADCs, with technical input from the Resource Areas Facilitation Teams, RAFTs. DACRO will therefore have the mandate to attract donor funding into Kajiado District.